Hi, welcome to this video. We are continuing on the causes of species extinction. We are talking about extinction and we are talking about the causes. We said the first one in the previous video. This is our third video, and we are talking about genetics and demographic phenomena. We said genetics is the makeup of an organism. The inside makeup is the outside appearance of something is the phenotype. Now inside you, the making of you inside is the genotype, the gene. Now demographic phenomena. Demography, we are talking about population, the population of those individuals. How many are they, and how are they distributed in this ecosystem? Demography, population. You only have one species. That is a cause of extinction. If you only have one last existing species, let's say you have now, the example I was giving, that me, if you have only me and I cannot reproduce sexually, that means there are high chances of becoming extinct. If we have only one mountain gorilla surviving and it is in Uganda, then there are very high chances of it dying off. When it dies off, that means the mountain gorillas are gone. We shall not find them anywhere. That's why poaching is very bad. Genetic pollution. Now, the simple example I can give is AIDS. When AIDS gets someone, it distorts the genetic makeup inside your body. Then it reduces activity of the white blood cells to fight. It also fights them as they are fighting disease. They are fighting disease to defend your body against any attack. The white blood cells, they fight your body about any disturbance. Now this AIDS, it goes inside and it also starts fighting them and making them weak. Then other diseases come and then they kill you off. That is the simple explanation I can give on genetic pollution. When you pollute the gene, it can be mixing of genes. It can be in a laboratory or where. Then you just know that you are causing genetic pollution, mixing of genes. For this animal, you put it here. For this one, you put it here. You're causing genetic pollution. It can also be caused by climate change. Climate change can cause genetic pollution of some organisms, and then they eventually die off. Or exposure to some temperatures. That's exposure. Some animals cannot be exposed to each and especially. A simple example is the soldier ants. Soldier ants, these ones that dig the soil down. Now the soldier ants, if you expose them to sunshine, they will die. Because they are used to staying in the soil, they want cold conditions. I think they are used to cold conditions. If you expose them to sunlight, they die off. Soldier ants. Even fish, if you remove fish from water and put it on land, it will suffocate and it will die. It won't survive. Now the other one is habitat degradation. And remember, our research is habitat conservation. And one of the causes of species extinction is habitat degradation. How does it cause? When you kill habitats, when you destroy habitats, when you destroy them, animals will die, others will run away. Then you will have them nowhere. Those that are not able to mutate and adopt the survival for the fittest mechanism, they cannot survive. They will die off. Or others will be killed. For example, lions, you cut off its home, it will run to people. And when it reaches people, those who don't know its importance, they will just kill it. They will kill it. Aha. Habitats degradation is another cause. Now predation is you eat and be eaten. Predator-prey relationship. You eat. Prey is the one that is hunted by the predator. The predator is the one that eats. For example, the lion eats an antelope. The antelope, for this case, is the prey. Now the lion is the predator. So the lions are carnivorous animals. We have herbivorous animals. We have cows, omnivorous. We have egg-laying mammals. We have all the darker-billed platypus. We have the omnivorous. We have the herbivorous. We have the carnivorous. We have the primate mammals, those with a developed brain like us now, human beings. We are primate mammals. Then we have the poached mammals like bats. Flying mammals, bats. We have poached mammals, the kangaroos. The kangaroos are poached mammals. They have pouches where they can hide their younger ones, and when they see you, they run away with their younger ones. Those are poached mammals. Predator. What took me was the predator. The predation, competition. Some mammals, competition happens. It is related to predator-prey relationship. When the predator overfeeds or the predator is hungry, it will feed on the prey. Now, the prey can't compete in the same environment or ecosystem with the predator. It will be running every time, and with time it can become extinct. And diseases. Now, diseases kill. They can kill animals. Diseases. The other one is co-extinction. Now, co-extinction is the loss of species due to extinction of another. Co-extinction is loss of species due to extinction of another. E.g., for example, the extinction of parasitic insects following the loss of their hosts. When a cow dies, the ticks and mites, those ones that bite them, they also die with them. When you kill cattle, the ticks that stick on them for blood, they will die off because they will not have food. And then they become extinct when you, for example, when you remove. The other one is spraying against those ticks. It also kills them and can make them extinct. It can also occur when a species loses its pollinator or to predators in a food chain who lose their prey. It can also occur when a species loses its pollinator. For example, bees. For example, for plants, when the bees don't come to pollinate, then they will not have pollen grains, and then they will not produce the ones that are having pollen. they will not transfer the pollen to the anthers, or the anthers to the stigma. There is that biology. Pollination, the transfer of pollen grains from the anthers to the stigma. Pollination. Now the pollinators, if there is no organism, let's say an insect that is going to go here, is looking for its nectar or food, it goes there, then it goes there and pollinates the other one. The whatever the plant dies without being fertilized, because now there is no fruit that is going to be made there. Or to predators in a food chain who lose their prey. Now predators, if they don't have food, let's say the prey, let's say the antelopes, or other food that the lion feeds on, or the carnivores feed on, it becomes extinct, or they disappear. This one will have nothing to eat and it will die off. It will have no meat to feed on and it will die off also. Thus becoming extinct. Then they are talking about climate change also causing a species extinction, which is very true. For organisms that may not be able to mutate, mutation, they change some others change their genotype, and they adjust to the environment. Survival for the fittest. When the things change, they also change. Now for organisms that cannot adjust to that, I was giving an example of soldier ant. If you expose them to sunlight, they die. And also the fish. I was giving those examples that the fish, if you remove it from water and put it on land, it will die off, because it cannot mutate. It cannot mutate like others. Climate change. Climate change can cause destruction of habitats through desertations and global warming. Other animals are dying off because of too much heat. Others are dying because their natural habitats are destroyed. Wildfires, because of overheating. Prolonged periods of drought or sunshine causing wildfires. And including lighting and of course human activity. And what is causing global warming? It's humans, because it is caused by greenhouse gas, increased greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. They are the ones that are causing global warming. Now the other one is sexual selection and male investment. Sexual selection and male investment. Now we are done with species extinction now. Now the other thing we can talk about is the United Nations High-Level Panel on Threats, Challenges and Change. We met that, we came across that in our introduction, remember, in our first video about environmental degradation, and we are talking what does it do and what is it. The UN High Commission, the United Nations High-Level Panel on Threats, Challenges and Change was created in 2003 to analyze threats and challenges to international peace and security, and to recommend action based on this analysis. It is chaired by former Prime Minister of Thailand, Anand Panjalachun. It is chaired by this former Prime Minister of Thailand called Anand Panjalachun. Its and its members included former United States National Security Advisor Brent Scowcroft, as well as several former heads of governments and foreign ministers as members. Now, this panel is full of experts and politicians, big people. In December 2014, it produced a report on threats to peace and security. The 10 threats identified by this panel, that's the United Nations High-Level Panel on Threats, Challenges and Change, that is the panel we are talking about. The 10 threats identified by this panel in their 2004 report included the first one, they talked about poverty. These people, Anand Panyarachun and his colleagues, they talked about poverty. They identified the first one as poverty, the second one as infectious disease, the third was environmental degradation, the fourth was interstate war. What is happening in Russia and Ukraine? These people predicted it. Civil war, genocide, other atrocities, e.g. trade in women and children for sexual slavery or kidnapping for body parts. These things are happening. 8. The number 8 threat identified by the United Nations High-Level Panel on Threats, Challenges and Change is weapons of mass destruction, e.g. nuclear proliferation, chemical weapons proliferation, biological weapon proliferation. Number 9, a threat identified by this panel was terrorism. The number 10 was transnational organized crime. Transnational organized crime beyond boundaries of nations, like human trafficking. The Africans who are trafficked from Africa to Europe, to European nations and other places. Organized crime. These are people who are organized. People who are selling body parts of others. This is organized crime. Now, the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, UNDRR, was also, this one we also talked about it. It defined environmental degradation. In our next video, we are going to talk about this one, United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction. I thank you as you watch our next video. Kudos.